Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Top 3000 Songs of the Rock Era. Today I'm up to song number 2434, and that one is I'm Leaving It Up to You by Dale and Grace. This came out in 1963, went all the way to number one. Here's a picture of this single. And it was also released on the only album by Dale and Grace. It was called I'm Leaving It Up to You, and 11 other hit singles. This came out the following year, 1964. Here's a picture of Dale and Grace. I'll get into them later. But first, I'm going to feature a sample of this song and react to it. So here goes. I'm leaving it all up to you. You decide what you gonna do. Now do you want my love? Or are we through? That's why I'm leaving it up to you. You decide what you gonna do. Now do you want my love? Or are we through? Okay, that's a sample of I'm Leaving It Up to You by Dale and Grace. I don't think it's a really great song, to tell you the truth. I mean, I'm not exactly even sure why I put it on my list. I guess in part because it went all the way to number one, and it's not a terrible song, just not a great one. Sounds like a kind of a country song or country flavor. Um, I think they were from the South somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. Their music is I didn't even know the name of this genre, but they're sometimes considered what's called swamp rock, um, which I guess would be kind of rock and roll from the South with a little bit of country flavor, like this song. Um, and I guess I should say a little bit about this song. There's a few interesting things to say about it. First of all, this song was number one when JFK was assassinated, which I think is a little bit interesting. The music at that time I don't think was all that great. I mean, we had kind of had to wait for the Beatles to kind of wake up to what rock and roll was really about, which wouldn't happen for another couple months. Um, but what else can I say? This song actually has a pretty long history. It was written in 1957 by another rock and roll duo called Don and Dewey, Don Harris and Dewey Terry. They were the ones who wrote it and recorded the original version. Here's a record of theirs which has this song in it. I don't think their version was a hit, unfortunately, and I don't even know what it sounds like because I haven't heard it. The other duo that had a hit with it was Donnie and Marie Osmond, who I really can't stand. I don't think I feature any songs on my list by Donnie and Marie, thankfully. I do have, I guess, a couple songs by Donny Osmond and also by the Osmonds, even though I'm not crazy about Donny Osmond. I guess I had to feature a few of his songs because he did have some really big hits. And some of the songs by him and the Osmonds I don't completely hate, so I was willing to put a few of them on my list. But nothing by Donnie and Marie. And I remember when they had a TV show for a while in the mid '70s. My sister used to like to watch it. I don't know why. I watched it along with her, like I did a lot of other TV shows at that time. I guess just because I didn't really have much of a life of my own at that time, and I didn't have much to do except watch TV with my sister when she was watching. So I was unfortunate enough to watch several episodes of the Donnie and Marie show with my sister around when I was about 13 or 14, and I lived through it, I'm happy to say. But here's picture of the single by Donnie and Marie. And Yeah, their version went all the way to number 4. I was a little surprised to learn this, and they called it I'm leaving it all up to you. Because I think those and that is the line that's said in the song. That I'm leaving it up to you. Um, there are a few songs like that where they don't actually feature the title, but they feature kind of a something close to the title. I can think of a few other songs like that, like MacArthur Park. They never actually say MacArthur Park; they say MacArthur's Park. There's several others like that. I'm not going to go into that too much, but now I'm just going to talk about Dale and Grace. Let me go back to the picture here. Um, yeah, they didn't have a lot of hits. I mean, they were a couple. I don't know if they were married, but they were a rock and roll couple, and they weren't active very long in music, only for a couple of years, 1963 to 1965. And their first hit was the one I'm featuring today, went all the way to number one. Like I said, that was "I'm Leaving It Up to You." And then in 1964, they had a few other hits. They had a song called "Stop and Think It Over," which went to number 8. That was their only other top 10, even their only other top 40. And then they had a couple minor hits after that. They had "The Loneliest Night" or "The Loveliest Night," which went to 65, and "What's Happening to Me," which went to 91. So those are the only hits for Dale and Grace, I guess. They enjoyed their moment in the sun with "I'm Leaving It Up to You," and then maybe once Beatlemania hit, they were history, like a lot of other recording artists around that time. But anyway, that completes my feature on "I'm Leaving It Up to You" by Dale and Grace. So thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.